First thing I want you to do, Tom,
Right.
I want you to recreate the face that's behind you right now. Very good, my man. Right, tell me about the character of Smithy.
Smithy Meadows, bless him, socially inept, mollycoddled by his mother. I think he found these guys in school that sort of just accepted him for who he was, so clung on to them for dear life. As we all do through life, we lose them. So I think of the four, he's most sort of concerned with reconnection. He doesn't have a lot in life. His mum, hopeless in love. So yeah, I think he's kind of relieved and pleased to see the guys when they come back into his life. Was
it difficult to place yourself in the headspace of that character?
Absolutely, because I am so popular.
Really?
It's kind of he is a simple soul, and it's really weird because I can remember talking to Dave one day and him sort of saying we got to a point where we kind of said, really, would these four guys really be friends? Because Adam is sort of obnoxious and Peter is overbearing and sort of power control. Gaz is on another planet, and Smithy has no social skills at all. So what was it that would bring those four guys together? And we decided, Dave and I in conversation, that it was Frankie. It was Frankie that saw something in each of us, and it's him that sort of is the core. So it is therefore ultimately Frankie that is the reasoning of the film.
I think that's quite a powerful idea as well, because when it comes to the part of the film where you actually see that they're late and that Frankie's also late, and he's on the video and saying all of that, I think that idea that he's the string that bonds them together,
absolutely,
it makes it all the more powerful.
Yeah, and again, when the guys are sat around the fireplace at the end and reminiscing, I love that there's the moment of what they've had to endure to get there. You know, they sort of say that Peter has literally gone through shit. You know, Gaz had to strip down to his pants to enable us to get a car to continue the journey. Everything that happens ultimately is because of their love and their desperation to see their friend, to get to their friend before the inevitable will happen.
How special was it being part of such a powerful quartet on screen?
I can remember sort of being sent the script, and it was a self-tape audition process. And I sent my tape in with some other examples of stuff I'd done. And then my agent said, can you go and meet the director? And I said, yeah, of course I will. He said, you'll be meeting him in a Wetherspoons in Victoria. Now instantly I thought this was my audition, so I was half expecting to walk into the corner of a Wetherspoons with two cameras on me that we were going to sit. But as I think Dan brushed on earlier, I went for a 15-minute chat with Jack, and I think we sat for just under 2 hours. And again, we just talked about everything and nothing. And it was his enthusiasm, it was his excitement that got the butterflies. And you kind of go, yeah, it's a lovely script, it's a great story, but I'm excited by this guy. And he was a big draw for me to want to do this film. Because, again, how often, as a 41-year-old man, do you go, okay, I'm going to put my faith and trust in the hands of a 19-year-old? So, yeah, it's you know, sink or swim, and we flew.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's an important thing that you touch upon there. And I have sort of broached it with the other guys, but working with someone that's so young, how did you find Jack's approach when it came to the process of building the characters and then the process of transferring what he's clearly achieved on that front onto the screen?
I think the thing is as well, what other guys have said is the 2-week rehearsal process, that 4 middle-aged men moved into this house in Yorkshire with a 19-year-old lad. We had 2 solid, intense weeks of I think the thing is, when you get a script, all 4 guys see the words and the kind of intention of what those characters are. But Jack would take us off individually, and we'd talk about what we would think individually of how the other guys are reacting to something. Also, there was always secret intentions. There was always, you know, and even when we got to set, he would go, take your time. I'm not going to say this to the other guys, but when you get to this point, don't just keep going. There's a bit in the car scene between Adam and Smithy when they're moithering about Mrs. Carmichael and Smithy losing his virginity. And Jack said to me, keep it going, don't let it go. And I think he must have said something of similar ilk to Adam. So a bit of what we do there isn't actually scripted, it's an impromptu moment, and it makes the final cut. So that bravery from Jack's point of view to go, yeah, let's just see how far we can go with this. And so it was exciting times, it was good times.
Yeah. Let's talk about the local angle. So, Destination Dewsbury,
yeah.
Yorkshire, up there, in Batley.
Batley.
Now, how was Batley?
Batley was great. They were very welcoming. Whilst Dan and David would go out running every morning, I would, me and Matt would get up and prep breakfast, and invariably it would be the responsibility every morning of getting Jack out of bed, because he was always the last up. But yeah, locally we befriended all the ladies that ran the bar. We used to go to bingo once a week, Frankie's. Invariably we'd be rehearsing till 10 o'clock at night, and one of us would go, we were hungry, so there was like a 24-hour Asda down the road, so there were nights where we were in Asda till 3 o'clock in the morning. There were film nights at the house. Maniac Cop needs a mention for these two boys here. I still didn't get it. You know, they put this film on and they loved it, but yeah, being in the house, being up there in Yorkshire, it was good fun.
How proud are you of the final movie?
I think, talking about working with the other three guys and with Jack, in the intensity of the rehearsal process, you invariably learn very personal, very individual things about each other, and that is integral in cementing the four of us under Jack's direction. And there are moments in this film that break my heart, and there are moments in this film that make me piss my pants, and it is through that process. And it was brilliant. It was so good, and I'm incredibly proud of it. Yeah, I really am.
Why should people go and see it?
For that very reason. It will break your heart, you'll piss your pants, and you will love it. And there's four very real, very insecure, very crazy guys that give you their heart, and you almost want you to get it trampled and then rebuilt.
Brilliant answer. I'm going to give you a special bonus question. What's your single favourite memory from the entire process?
It probably is the night at the barn. It was late, it was cold, we were knackered. Matt was getting tetchy. Dan was getting very precise about how the fights should be choreographed, and I spent the majority of my night with my face in David Keogh's crotch.
What's not to like? Brilliant.
Thanks, Stuart.
Thank you very much,
Cheers.
Tom. Top man.